Right then, welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephen Howson. This is a tactical preview of Manchester United against West Ham. Let's forget about what happened midweek. The bread and butter is the Premier League. And in the Premier League, Manchester United have to start putting consecutive wins together. United, now at the moment, could get within 2 points. We win our game in hand, we are within 2 points of the league leaders. That is impressive, considering the narrative and everything else that's going around with us. Now, West Ham represents a winnable game, but West Ham are in good form, and this is going to be tricky for us. Let's have a look what they're going to set up like, where we can exploit them, and how United can win this game. So David Moyes has changed the way West Ham look this season. They now play a 3-4-3 that has almost morphed into a 5-4-1, if you like, when facing the more dangerous sides. That's what I expect him to line up with against United. Lucas Fabianski is still an important player for Moyes, playing in all 10 games of the season so far. In defence, Agbona and Cresswell have been ever present this season, with Balbuena partnering them as a back three. Kufal and Masukau play the roles very well of lively wing-backs who love to maraud up and down the left and right flank, allowing attackers to sit in a little bit narrower and cause a little bit more havoc in and around defence. In midfield, Declan Rice is getting a lot of plaudits, and Suek as well has formed a bit of a decent partnership with him in the heart of that West Ham team. They're both defensively minded, and I think that suits David Moyes' natural technical and tactical sensibilities, but they're also happy to let the wing-backs and that forward three do a lot more of the creativity and goal-getting, if you like. In attack, Jared Bowen and Fornals have featured in every single league game this season and currently feature on the right and left side for them. Haller is West Ham's top scorer this season on 6 goals, but Antonio provides strong competition and either could start down the middle. I think it would be a complete toss-up who's going to do it. The key player for West Ham? Surprisingly, I think Jared Bowen. 1 goal, 1 assist in his last game against Villa. 4 goals, 1 assist so far this season. Another dead ball specialist, which is where United have been a bit caught out, I would say, at times this season. He's quickly become one of West Ham's most crucial assets, obviously scoring 4 and providing 1 assist. Only Haller has been involved in more goals for them so far this season, but he's often rotated with Antonio. So Bowen has played a part in all 10 of West Ham games in the league so far. Now, he's got a tendency to pick the ball up on the right flank, and from there, he is Hammer's most dangerous creative outlet. He links either with the right wing-back on the overlap, or if he smells a bit of space in midfield and in defence, he bursts into a central area before getting a shot off of his left foot or laying it off to a teammate. In the 2-1 win against Villa the last time out, Bowen recorded a goal and an assist and created 2 chances while keeping an 83% pass accuracy. It was a really good game. Bowen's also proved to be a handful in the dead ball situations, especially from indirect free kicks, where he has a wicked delivery into the box. Now, he's got plenty of big players to aim at. Agbona, Balbuena, Suek, to name just a few. So United really have to be avoiding those cheap fouls, which we've seen lately, in and around the area. Ward-Prowse punished us last week with the same thing, and Bowen is more than capable of doing the exact same thing. So let's hope that we've learned. Now, where do we exploit them? Now, I think we counter their high press, and I think that the wing-backs also leave the centre-backs exposed. So let's get into my United 11, and then we'll tell you exactly how this 11 manages to exploit West Ham. Right then, this is the United 11 that I am going with then. David De Gea in net. I am going to mix it up at centre-half a little bit. I'm going to go with Tuanzebe alongside Harry Maguire. I'm going with Wan-Bissaka at the right, and I'm going with Tellez on the left. And I'm going with what's potentially United's most talented ball-playing midfield. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if Ole decided to use a diamond this week, especially with the injuries that we've got up front, the injuries and the form that we've got up front. I think a diamond would make a lot of sense, but I also think that to fully exploit this West Ham side, you do need width, and you don't really get width if you play a diamond, so I would go with the 4-2-3-1 again, tried and tested. Van der Beek alongside Pogba. Now, what it lacks in work rate, it makes up for in quality of holding the ball and playing through the lines. I expect West Ham to sit deep against us. I expect them to try and make it hard for us to play through. So let's have players who can play through. Bruno in the 10. Greenwood on the right. Give him a full 90 minutes and see what he does. Rashford on the left. I am dropping Tony Marshall and Cavani down the middle. Now, how do we exploit them? So West Ham have a relatively high press where they try and win the ball back. And in this three at the back system, they aren't really compact when they're doing it. When West Ham defend inside their own box, it's a totally different story. With the midfield tight to the defence, they really limit the space, and that's why I want ball players in there, because you can't just have Bruno, and you can't maybe even just have either Pogba or Van der Beek playing them alongside of McTominay. You need people who are able to recycle possession, knock it down into the other flank and get it in there. And that's another reason why I'm also playing Greenwood in there as well. Someone I want. Greenwood's not the best at it, but he is someone that's going to hold width more than, say, a Juan Mata would do. Now, when the ball's further up the pitch, Suek, Rice, they're a bit more advanced. There's often lots of space to exploit in between the midfield and the defensive line. And this is where Van der Beek, Bruno, Pogba can absolutely tear them to pieces. If they get into the ball in the space there and they can set off somebody like a Rashford, a Greenwood, and actually Cavani surprised me with his pace. I know he didn't back himself against that Paris defence, but that's a scarily fast Paris defence. I think he's got enough to get in behind quite a lot of Premier League defences. I certainly think getting in behind that high press that they've got is doable. And I think that United can certainly exploit the gaps that they leave, because they don't fully do it completely as a unit. It's a little bit spread out. The centre-backs are also very wide. Because they play this 3-4-3, the centre-backs are wide. And when the centre-backs are wide, especially if you've got Rashford, Cavani, Greenwood, they're going to go and occupy them players individually. That's where the likes of Telles, Bruno can start also sneaking in the mixer there and find them. One of West Ham's biggest threats is the wing-backs. And they get forward. And they're given the licence to get forward because they're going to make things happen. But when they're not making things happen, or you can quickly transition the ball in behind those fullbacks, it becomes a weakness. Masakau, Kufal, regular overlap into the opposition half. But when there's a quick turnover in possession, Balbuena and Cresswell are usually the ones that have to push over wide and cover into different areas. This can leave the three at the back really vulnerable and create lots of gaps and lots of space for United to exploit. So this is why I wanted to go with what I would consider to be a more ball-playing midfield. Let's pass them off the fucking park. Let's get the ball down on the floor. Let's put it into dangerous areas. Let's get it to the feet of Cavani. Let's get it in ahead of Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood with Cresswell is not a fair fight. Mason Greenwood, who's dragged Cresswell into space, he can go left or right around him, and he's going to find himself in the box with the ball at his feet. And we all know what that means, don't we? Penalty to Manchester United. Either way, I think that this is a team that United can certainly turn around. It's one we can stretch left and right, but we have to make it easy for ourselves. We have to play a forward three which is going to hold its shape. We have to play a forward three which is going to be able to exploit them, get chances, and punish them. That's what United have struggled a little bit with of late, and that's what I think United can do to them this time around. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you like the 11? Do you dislike the 11? Yes, I've dropped Fred. Yes, I've dropped Marshall. We'll see if Ollie has got the stones to do the same.